No, I just wanted to say, before you came, I told Thomas how my last travel was to Tel Aviv, and I went to dinner with your manager Dan, and we had
Dan.
Dan, yeah, really great dinner at Port Said when he told me about you, and we spent the whole night hearing records and talking about music, and I was really
Wow.
intrigued by what you're saying, the way, how music can, can cross borders, even if there might be surroundings between people or political whatever, that there is a way to cross these cultural borders. I mean, for me, for example, my experience with this was working, bringing music to Russia and vice versa, because my grandfather fought in the Second World War, and he was in the Eastern Front, and he fought in Russia, and he was like a few miles away from Russia when they got pushed back and circled. He got hurt and brought back, and he told me when I was a kid, like devastating, terrible stories that I was like, wow, they struck me. And then when I first came to Moscow and brought bands to Moscow, I had this feeling, okay, my grandfather came with the gun, I can come with music, and it's totally changing the picture,
It is. Wow,
so
great story.
yeah.
What a great story. I think, it sounds like a cliche, but just having music and part of our, that goes in our veins, and then we're the pipe to tell the story. We could do any kind of music, but we choose a very, very deep decision to do this. So, funny. I'm jumping for another story, because now when we had this technical issues, that's the way I recorded my album, with lots of technical issues. A studio recording in Tehran and a studio recording in Tel Aviv, and we managed to have Skype or Telegram or FaceTime, but it didn't work all the time because of bad connections, and because some of the musicians were afraid to be in touch with Israeli musician. So most of the time I was like, hello, is anyone there? So I got a flashback here in this conversation. And from the other hand, thank God we have this media to be in touch with, and we can actually connect and create great music via Instagram, Telegram, or Skype. It's crazy.
And you managed to create a beautiful album that way, not only technical problems and communication, but it worked out very, very beautiful.
Thank
What
you.
I wondered is, because there's so much of your Far East research in the music, but there's obviously also your Western traveling, your working in Los Angeles, all of that in the music. Do you still, when you listen to your own music, do you hear these different regions communicating, or is it all one now for you, and you don't even see these borders of sound worlds anymore?
Wow, great questions you have. I can recognize all the layers, the steps that I had in my journey to become close to my heritage. It's step by step, and lots of layers. And there were so many years I was figuring out how to connect all these layers and to make it like a one language. And then I understood that the layers are the language, because I cannot, just ignore my past and my roots. And I wanted to look back, I wanted to look back and to take it to my journey, but I wanted to bring something new. I did not want it to sound like Iranian, like perfect Iranian singer, because I wanted to keep my accent inside my Iranian singing. So when I look back, I can see how the layers are telling the stories. And from the other hand, I can understand how I'm getting much more focused about the next step. And it's all about the communication with the Iranian fellows artists, because they're inspiring me so much. And when I get the inspiration, I get much more focused and know what's the next step, of course.
How do you channel your life in Los Angeles with these two very different worlds there? One, you described the Iranian community there and you're reaching out there, but then the film world is definitely a world in its own cosmos. Like do you feel like they also get through you interested in the outside world more? Are they?
Yes, definitely. I can say that in Iran and in Los Angeles as well, um, they used to hear a very, very specific Iranian music. It's either the 60s, 70s, 80s, like classic music that they know for years, or either the new one, which is very it sounds like high definition, very poppy and very auto-tuned and very like polished, and it's like having lots of filters on the music. And I think that they recognized the fact that I brought the layers of 70s psychedelic music, and inside I put the what's going on now. It's like it's an old instrument, but it's electric old instrument. And I really, Uri Brauner Kinroth, the producer and the musician who I adore, and we wrote lots of songs together. He always said, I want people to hear your raw voice. There is nothing like on it, no effect and no auto-tune, and they kind of appreciate that, because they were looking inside themselves how to connect their roots again, but going back and listen to the old songs, they've been there. And what's going on now, it's like it's going on great, but it's very similar to each other. And I think suddenly this mix of layers and telling the story inside the music just opened their ears. And I'm getting so many reactions from Iran and from Los Angeles. Most of the people are based in Los Angeles, so Iranian American people are very happy about the music, and they actually use it in weddings and parties. And in Iran, they listen to the music in a very underground parties, women parties, and I'm getting many videos about women without the chador, without this rusari or hijab or whatever you can call it. They're taking their veil off and they dance to the music. For me, it's like it's a sign for freedom and revolution that happens little by little by these amazing, courageous ladies who lives in Iran. I don't know what I would do if I had to create like music with all these veils and like with it's crazy. So
And
I think that yeah.
did you ever meet one of the musicians that you recorded the record with in person, or you never met any of these? It was just through, you just know all of them through.
Never met.
Okay.
And if I did, I could not even tell you. No. I actually have never met. I wish. But if I did, of course, because we tried to meet each other, but then COVID came, and we agreed that we're going to meet each other, but we're not going to say anything about it. Because, governments can be very tough about it. But I can say that 2 years ago, we had a tour in Europe, and I had a show in Roskilde Festival. And there's a great story of us, on the stage performing, and suddenly I see someone is like coming with all of his energy and power to the front line and taking a big flag and starting to wave it. And then I thought, okay, maybe it's a Palestine flag. And of course, I'm not going to be panicked about it because, you know, I love Palestine, I love Israel, I love people. And I would say peace. And I said, yeah, we'll say, yeah, peace, man. And then it was a big Iranian flag, a big flag of Iran in front of my face in this 1,000 people crowd. And apparently this guy arrived from Iran to watch the show and to see me in person. And we actually met backstage, and it was an amazing moment because I understood how much we love each other and how much it is easy to meet each other outside of Iran and Israel. So I said, okay, this guy just gave me the hint of what can happen, that people actually can meet each other in other countries. Maybe I should not say that out loud, but
yeah,
we're just...
Well, we're looking very much forward to your 2 performances, which will happen on the 25th and 26th of August at Pop-Kultur
Yes.
in Berlin.
Can't wait.
Yeah, we're sure they will be amazing, and I'm looking very much forward in person too. Yeah.
Woo, me too.
Me too. Me too. Was this
and you people,
your end?
I'm sorry, I need to be the advertiser now. You people out, you can buy the tickets on www.pop-kultur with a K.Berlin. Tickets were put on sale today, so be quick because the capacities are very much limited.
Yeah, I just got lots of Instagram messages that people keep getting their tickets, and thank you, and it's amazing, and I can't wait coming to Berlin and to perform and see you guys.
Cool.
Looking forward to see you on stage.
And I'd say we end this digital conversation. Next time, see us in person at Pop-Kultur.
Yes.
Cool.
How do you say Auf Wiedersehen? Auf Wiedersehen?
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Or if it's informal, tschüss. Tschüss.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
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 Goodbye. Thank you.